Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, your host of Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Miami, Florida, is Ilana Shabtay with AutoLeadStar. Ilana, thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
So talk to us about what you're doing over there at AutoLeadStar, because cars and car sales are all the talk right now.
Yes, it's definitely a hot market. What we're doing is we are providing what's called a customer data and experience platform, CDXP, CDXP technology for car dealers to be able to consolidate all of their data in one place and then properly market to today's consumer. Which is, the consumer that's used to shopping on Amazon and, using Spotify where they can get any any podcast on demand, Netflix, which is completely personalized for their, viewing experience. So dealerships are a tad behind e-commerce in that world, and we'd like to give them the technology to be able to give consumers the real experience that they're used to and that they should be getting. So really letting them again, consolidate their data so that they have one hub for it, and then hyper target and personalize every single part of the marketing journey to today's shoppers.
And so it sounds like you're trying to solve a problem that they have based on all of these platforms and all of this technology. So what is the pain point that they're facing and that you're solving for them by doing it with this approach?
Yeah, so that is spot on. Not only is it that they have so many different vendors, and that in and of itself is hard to manage, but all of their, really important data is then siloed. So for example, if they're using a website provider, that's one technology, and then a CRM, a customer relationship management platform, that's another, technology. Those pieces of data, where that data lives, actually don't speak to each other. So then they can't market to someone who just came to their website that they actually also have housed in their CRM, again, their customer relationship management platform. So that's a really big pain point when you can't, have that placed in one hub and then act on that, execute omni-channel marketing campaigns based on that activity. So that, I would say, is the high level. Of course, there's, within each solution, all different kinds of pain points that we're trying to solve, but all in all, that the consolidation of the data and then being able to execute marketing on the data is probably the biggest one.
So I have to ask you, when you're working in a B2B environment and you're working with multiple dealerships, there's always one or two that stand out as taking up a lot of your time. I hate to call them high maintenance, but that's probably a nice thing that I could call them. So how do you manage your time when you're dealing with so many of these dealerships, so many data points, trying to get them all walking in the same direction, yet you've got a couple who are maybe taking up a lot of your time? How do you manage that, and how do you manage them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So besides for just having the internal processes in place for that, so for example, just knowing who your enterprise clients are and knowing who your SMB clients are, that helps just kind of understand the urgency of what actually needs to get done when it does come to high maintenance clients. But regardless of that, I would say no matter what type of client they are, enterprise or not, it's all about communication. And so, prior to stepping into a marketing role at AutoLeadStar, I was managing our customer success team. And the number one thing I always said was always answer the client, whether or not you have a solution yet, and whether or not we actually have a team working on a solution for them. Make sure that, they know they're heard. We got your message and we're working on it, and give somewhat ETA if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. But it's all about the communication. I think people really appreciate that. If there's a delay for whatever reason, communicate that, and then just deliver when you can and as fast as you can.
Well, Ilana, that is great advice for us today. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your insights on Digital Champions.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, it was all ours. And if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there at AutoLeadStar, you can check them out first by going to dailyadbrief.com. All right, I'm Charlene Shirk. That's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.